Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone? They pay paradise and put up a parking lot. Why not? Hi YouTube, Nintendo here, and I feel like a big I told you also is in order. Not you also, but back when I was a kid, when I was 4 years old to be exact, I used to go into pet stores all over Florida and buy baby alligators for $1.50 a piece and raise them up to pets, as pets. And when they took them away, I told all my family I'd also done the same. This is the first step that the government's taking. I said this at 4 years old. The first step the government's taking in an effort to take every freedom away from us, everything we love. I said those words. I'll show you guys something. I'm not going to go over very much about what's going on here, but this is my video on the New Hampshire HB688 law. This is a USARC report. I'm going to scroll down a little bit for you guys so y'all can see. Not very good, but you can look this up. And you can pause the video and look. If y'all look up Kevin McCurley, our New England Reptiles Facebook page, he made a video on the same thing, and he pretty much says it all. But y'all can pause this. I'm going to read over some of these talking points, how I feel about this, my own self, on these talking points, just to give you guys a little bit how I feel, so I have to make sure things come on. Alright, talking points on this. Number 1, every person breeding or selling pet animals at any level must surrender all privacy rights, including Fourth Amendments of the U.S. Constitution, to the state. Slowly but surely. That was number 1. They're taking every right from us, and a lot of people does not see it. This is supposed to be a government of the people, for the people, by the people, or so I was taught in school. And it just don't seem that way no more. Number 2, collective punishment. Punishment of everyone due to the actions of one or a few is never a good government practice. No, it's not. It never is a good government practice. Number 3, radical animal rights groups will use the gathered information to advance their agenda of removing all animals from our lives, as they will have easy access to every animal breeder and seller in the state. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, but yeah, it's government money wasted on things that shouldn't be. Number 4, this animal transfer database is completely irrational and unnecessary. I agree. Number 5, this bill is yet another solution in search of a problem. There's not really a problem. Number 6, New Hampshire already has sufficient animal cruelty and welfare laws. Those laws need to be enforced. Number 7, this is but another law which will punish responsible citizens while criminals will go unpunished. Number 8, legislators are completely unaware of the expansiveness of this proposal and quite simply impossible to complete. They're going to go nowhere with it, just wasting more money and time. Number 9, the bill will yield scores of unintended consequences. Number 10, any pet owner who breeds his geckos, parakeets, tortoises, dogs, rabbits, or any other animal would be a criminal if not following this unconstitutional law. Which is funny because I breed rabbits and I eat them. So does hundreds of other people that I know, and probably thousands in the state of Alabama alone, as well as chickens and everything else. I mean, we raise our own food and we eat it. Number 11, the gross misuse of tax dollars and government resources is appalling. Absolutely appalling. Appalling. Number 12. Why would someone who breeds his dogs one time, or has a litter of rabbits, or hatches a clutch or two of leopard geckos' eggs, be expected to know about this law? Even worse, if he does not, he will be a criminal. Which is absolutely ridiculous on every account. Now, I don't live in New Hampshire, but this is just another brick in the wall, people. In the wall. Lots of tax dollars, our money's being spent on all kinds of stuff. I don't like getting into politics, and I don't like politics or religion, either one. Two of the worst things that ever happened in this country. Just my own personal opinion. Since there's way too many politics and thousands of religions out there. But there's only one thing that I know. I am pro-animals. I am pro-life. I am pro-freedom. And our freedom is being taken every single day from us. And it's not right. We have to stand up and do something. If we don't, it's going to get worse. We will have another uncivil war. I'm going to say uncivil war because there was nothing civil about the Civil War, but it's heading like that right now. I'm watching and hearing things about gun laws or taking guns from everybody. Lots of states have already banned the use or the people from keeping guns. That means only criminals and law enforcement have them, the military. Then it's like they want to, now they're passing all these animal laws, so they disarm Americans. They make everything as hard as they possibly can for us to survive. And then little enjoyments that we get, like having a pet, they're wanting to take those as well. So then we're unarmed, we're pissed off to no end, and then we want to band together after it's all too late, and then only law enforcement, military, and criminals have guns to gun us down. And if we try to run from them, we're not going to get over Trump's wall. And then the New World Order kicks in, where all the refugees that come over here. And I'm not prejudiced against anyone. I am pro-Earth. I am from Earth. I'm an Earthling, and I enjoy all the earthly inhabitants. But I used to live in Melbourne, Florida, and there is a place in Melbourne, Florida now. I seen a woman showing on Facebook that the government is putting all the refugees in there with better housing and better, everything's free, and all of them are taken well care of. So better than Americans have ever been taken care of, spoiling them a lot. And that makes me wonder what is going to happen with all these new laws and everything when they piss everybody off, and then they start gunning us down and we can't defend ourselves. If it comes to that, and it might, you never know, then they just start this New World Order with their next batch of sheep, which are all the refugees that they brought in, spoiling them with kindness and then enslave them like they have us slowly. A lot of you that work 9-to-5 jobs and are barely making ends meet know exactly what I mean and how I feel. I've been into animals my entire life. I've worked hard my entire life, and every time I see ridiculous laws like this being passed, it's just ridiculous. Y'all should go look at the video from Kevin McCurley, like I said, from Nerd, New England Reptile Distributors, and his thoughts on it. He'll be there, he said, in New Hampshire on February 7th. He said they're going to have the first hearing on Thursday, February 7th. Wasting a lot of our time for no reason. Oh yeah, I'm going over another piece right here. Number 2, it'll allow inspection, warrantless searches of your home by the state, local officials, law enforcement, or health officials. This is just ridiculous, people. We've got to do something. If we don't do something, everything's going to be taken away from us. And I'll tell you guys a couple things that I've grown up with that have been taken away that's ridiculous now. One, wood-burning stoves. I grew up using a wood-burning stove most of my life, and then government and state to state wants to ban certain old wood-burning stoves that do not work. You got to have a EPA approved with insulation on top, on the inside of the stove, where it don't put out as much heat, and you can't cook on the top surface of it. So it's ridiculous. That's just one thing, and there's thousands of others. They're killing us with pharmaceutical drugs. They're mind controlling our children with their schools, brainwashing us all with their churches. It's one thing after another, after another, after another, and it's getting old. If people do not stand up and take this country back, we're going to lose it all. If this is our president's way of making America great again, it's not. Not hating on our president at all, but he's under assumption that China had built a wall when they hardly have any Mexicans. So he's going to build a wall, and his point's been made, you know. I used to live in West Texas too, and I'll tell you guys something. A wall built all the way around the United States is not going to stop anything. Mexicans are some of the best diggers there ever was in history. I have witnessed and seen my own self tunnels that go a mile deep into rock with railroad track with carts that go hundreds of miles underneath the earth and back up into warehouses in America. And while they're working on this tunnel, there's another one, and another one, and another one, and another one, and thousands more behind that. He can build the wall all he wants. They'll eventually tunnel so much that the earth collapses down from a sinkhole. I mean, they have nothing better to do. Hot sun up here, or dig in a tunnel to a freedom. I don't know. I'm not really hating on the wall either. It's just that it's not going to work. More taxpayers' money wasted. And if we want to keep drugs out of our country, the best way to do that, I'll tell everybody who's listening and watching, legalize everything. Legalize weed, legalize cocaine, legalize what all you have, heroin, crack, smack, whatever they got. I don't know them all, but if they do legalize everything tomorrow, I'm not going to go start smoking weed. I'm not going to go stick a needle in my arm. A druggie is going to get drugs if they want it, regardless of if it's legal or not legal. It's just the way it is. But that's a lot of people, I think, also use drugs because it's a way for them to buck the system. Kind of like reverse psychology. The government says, you're not allowed to do this, so then you do it. And then they put laws against doing it, so they can make more money through court fees, cost, imprisonment, level 2, level 3, and level 4 in slavery. It's ridiculous. Everything. There's just so many things that you guys got to sit down and think about because our lives are at stake. My grandmother died because of pharmaceutical drugs. The government killed her, knowing that they killed her. It's ridiculous. Does anybody care? No. They don't. They don't know. I watch these commercials on TV. Get this drug or this drug, and it will help cure your headache. And then there's 5 minutes of ongoing illnesses. Yeah, but it'll cause you brain cancer and heart problems and diabetes, all kinds of stuff it'll cause. But it'll cure your headache, so it's good. Really. It's ridiculous. There's a natural remedy for just about everything that ails us. And the sad thing is the pharmaceutical companies have the one thing that will cure somebody. They can put in one pill, and they put 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 or 15 bad things in that same pill. So when you take the remedy, you're taking in all that bad with that good. It's bad alchemy, really. But I don't want to keep you guys all night. I would much rather be making a pet video, but the way things are going, don't look like we will be having pet videos. My uncle was also died, I believe, based on problems from pharmaceutical drugs. But before he died, he left me 1,000 acres of land in Peru. So if things get so bad to where I can't own animals here, I'm not against going to Peru. Welcome to the jungle, everyone. That's an option for me. Then U.S. laws would not apply to me. Not that I'm breaking any laws, but the more laws they pass, the more people out there are going to be breaking the laws. This country belongs to American people, not government. I don't know where along the lines the people have forgotten that everything that happens in this country needs to go through the people before the government makes a decision. The government works for us. The government does not own us. And all of you need to understand that. You really need to understand that. Our tax dollars pays police salary to do a job for us, to protect us. But all over America, police are not doing their job. They're dealing dope. They're harming our children. And I'm not hating on police. I got most of my family as law enforcement or military. It's just, there's good and bad in all of us. But you got to draw the line somewhere. We can't take every single freedom that people have. We struggle enough. A lot of us are barely making it. Barely making it. Some of us are working a 9-to-5 job and then work some more. Some of us are thousands and thousands of dollars below poverty levels and still trying to wake up in the morning with a smile on our face and soldier on. Nothing has to be like that. Now they want to take animals from us. It really pisses me all the way back to the point where I had them baby alligators. And now so many laws are against that. And that was a very beginning thing that started this ball rolling, I believe, when I was a kid, and just started taking everything I love, little by little by little. And I'm not the only one who loves these animals. It's ridiculous. Invasive species, a lot of these animal rights activists and stuff want to talk about. One of the most invasive species on this planet is a common household cat. There's feral cats all over America, running rampant. In Australia too. They're so bad in Australia that they've opened up open season on house cats because they're destroying the native wildlife. It's ridiculous. So people just really need to think about stuff. And people want what's best for the animals, but they don't think of that when they're eating a steak or a lamb chop or chicken that they get in the grocery store. They're not. They don't know. But I've rambled on enough. If you all make good choices to eliminate all this stuff, and you start going to. So help defend America, everyone, and our very last rights and happiness that we have. Edward Tyndall and Tyndall out.